development and new construction. Is it a smart idea in El Monte? Hey everybody, I'm Rebecca Tekeian, your Southern California real estate resource and licensed therapist, here to make real estate easy. Today, we're diving into new development and new construction in El Monte, California. What's being built, where it's happening, and why this pocket of the San Gabriel Valley is one of the most strategic choices for buyers looking for value, commute access, and fresh, move-in ready homes. Stick with me to the end and I'll share how to tour these communities with me, plus a free step-by-step guide for buying a new construction the smart way. Where El Monte fits in SoCal. El Monte sits along the I-10 corridor east of downtown LA with two powerhouse transit anchors, the El Monte bus station, terminus for Metro J's line Busway, and the Metrolink San Bernardino line station for regional rail. You can live in the San Gabriel Valley and still have direct transit options into downtown LA and beyond. Transit is a big reason new building is clustering here. The gateway area around the bus station is part of a long-running transit-oriented development push. Housing plus shops where you can realistically ditch the car for a lot of trips. By the way, the El Monte bus terminal has even been billed as the busiest bus terminal west of the Mississippi, which tells you why developers love this location. What's actually being built right now? Well, let me give you the fast overview, then we'll zoom into each. Gateway District. Hundreds of apartments built or underway next to the bus station with ground floor retail and a pedestrian-friendly layout. Downtown on Main Street and Metrolink area. For sale townhome-style condos with a new park and a pedestrian path connecting straight to the transit. Valley Boulevard corridor. New for sale townhomes by a well-known SoCal builder. We'll dive into that when we get there. Affordable and supportive housing infill near transit. Several projects adding homes for local families and vulnerable residents. Streets and open space upgrades, bike and pedestrian improvements, a linear park, and a planned Greenway on the Rio Hondo. Airfield and infrastructure, runway, taxiway, rehabilitation and design, and a planned new air traffic control tower at San Gabriel Valley Airport. Nice tailwinds for long-term local investment, for sure. Now, let's break those down. The Gateway District, next to the bus station. Start with El Monte Gateway. This is the master plan hugging the bus station. Phase 1 delivered, the Exchange at the Gateway, an affordable apartment community with on-site resident services. Phase 2 is the Aston at Gateway, 208 apartments over about 25,000 square feet of retail that wrapped up recently and brought life to the Paseo right by the station. Big picture, the master plan envisions roughly 477 plus homes in early phases and a walkable mix of housing and shops right on top of the transit. That's classic TOD. Shorter commutes, more local errands on foot, and community amenities built in. Developers in the city saw this area for growth because of transit capacity. When you hear busiest bus terminal west of the Mississippi, you understand why the Gateway area is such a magnet for new housing. Let's take a quick therapist take. From a stress management perspective, living where daily needs and transit are walkable reduces friction. You're not battling parking for groceries or appointments. Neighborhood design really can support mental health, and TODs like Gateway are built around that idea. A few blocks away by the Metrolink station, the city approved Paseo Santa Fe at 3700 Monterey Avenue. 87 townhome-style condos in 3-story buildings with a new public park on the corner and a pedestrian path planned to connect the site to the Metrolink and bus station. The units are 3 and 4 bedrooms, a big deal for buyers who need space. Timeline-wise, approval hit in 2024 with a construction window noted out to about 2026. That tells me we're moving from paper to reality, and it should layer nicely into the downtown improvements I'll mention next. On Valley Boulevard, Brandywine Homes is building Avila, 39 townhomes in 2 and 3 bedroom floor plans, around 1388 square feet and 1671 square feet. When sales launched, list price started around the high $600,000, topping into the $700,000s. For a brand new product in LA County, that's compelling. Architecturally, you're getting that Spanish-inspired look, 3 stories, and the benefit of new systems and builder warranties. Big pluses if you don't want a renovation project on your hands. Downtown, Main Street, and complete streets, and small wins that matter. When we zoom in on downtown El Monte, the historic Main Street and Valley Mall is getting renewed attention through a complete streets effort. The city's feasibility study is about making the corridor safer and friendlier for people on foot, on bike, and in cars, and better connected to transit, parks, and businesses. Local coverage shows active design options in play, from crosstown bike lanes on Valley to potentially pedestrianizing parts of Main Street to create a Paseo vibe. Business feedback has shaped updates, but the takeaway is the city is listening and iterating. Meanwhile, the city finished the Santa Anita Avenue active transportation project and other sidewalk upgrades. Less glamorous than a ribbon cutting, but they add up in how the neighborhood feeds block by block. And there's a Merced Avenue Linear Park, a small but meaningful 0.2-mile bike and walk path in the median, built with regional partners. That's the kind of connective tissue that makes everything else work better. Let's take a look at Therapist Take. Walkable streets with shade, benches, and safe crossings literally lower baseline anxiety for many residents. If you're moving from high-stress commutes or car-dependent living, these little design choices make a real difference, so think about it. Green space, a new Rio Hondo Greenway. Speaking of calmer living, a new 1.2-mile Greenway is moving forward along the Rio Hondo in El Monte. The plan covers roughly 6 acres on the west bank, adding landscaping, trees, picnic spots, viewing areas, and educational displays. Perfect for a morning jog, or a stroller, or a strolling walk. It plugs into the broader Emerald Necklace vision led by Amigos de los Rios, tying together park-port communities with river-adjacent open space. The southern end sits within walking distance of both the bus and rail stations. Again, that theme of choosing this city because everything is connected. El Monte is also bringing deeply affordable and supportive housing online. Projects like Metrolink on Ramona Boulevard is one of those options and one of those projects. It's funded by county and state programs and sits right in a transit-served area. There's Willoway, 39 supportive homes on Ramona Boulevard, purpose-built for people exiting homelessness and moving on to the next part of their lives. And the McLaren's Children's Center site, now known as Esperanza Village, was revised in 2024 to 202 total homes, mixed for families and seniors, plus a clinic and services. This project's target completion is about 2027. Even if you're a market rate buyer, these developments stabilize the community, reduce street homelessness, and bring services, parks, and infrastructure online, making the city a healthier place to live for everyone. Airport and infrastructure upgrades are going on. They're quiet but important. El Monte San Gabriel Valley Airport is pursuing runway and taxiway rehabilitation, about 14 acres, now at 30% design for county aviation updates. That's not flashy, but it's steady public investment in the city's bones. Even bigger, the FAA has slated a new air traffic control tower here through federal infrastructure funding, with the site selection underway and construction potentially beginning as soon as late 2026. Long-term, improved safety and operations can support local businesses, activity, and flight schools. So why El Monte new construction is so good, or a good choice for SoCal buyers? Let's talk buyer math. As of this recording, El Monte's median sale price has hovered in the mid-700,000s. $725,000, while nearby San Gabriel was tracking closer to $1.1 million. That spread is exactly why new product in El Monte pencils out for so many clients. You're getting new systems, energy efficiency, builder warranties, and often HOA mandated maintained exteriors, while still under the price points you'll see in neighboring legacy markets. For first-time buyers and move-up buyers who want low-maintenance living, townhomes like Avila or future phases at Paseo Santa Fe hit the sweet spot. Commuters get 2 strong transit options, the J-Line Busway and Metrolink, plus quick access to the 10 and 605 freeways. If you split your time between the San Gabriel Valley, downtown LA, and the east side, the location just works. So who's a great fit for El Monte's new builds? First-time buyers who want the predictability of brand new systems and a community feel. Move-up buyers needing 3 to 4 bedrooms without Pasadena-level pricing, watch those Paseo Santa Fe floor plans. And investors looking at long-term stability near transit and ongoing public improvements. And anyone prioritizing walkability and lower daily stress, Gateway and the Main Street area are your targets. Heads up limitations: new construction can come with HOAs and Mellorues, CFDs in some cases. Always check the supplements, and with townhome style condos, be clear on what's deeded to you versus common area. I'll help you read all of that before you sign. Don't worry, but something to keep in mind. to neighborhood and micro areas to watch. Gateway and bus station area, they're active and growing, apartments, retail, and a design for sale environment. Metrolink El Monte Avenue, the for sale hub. I'm excited about the park piece and the pedestrian link in this plan. And Valley Boulevard corridor, Avila is your near-term for sale option with larger floor plans that you might expect at this price in LA County, that you might not expect at this price at LA County. And of course, Main Street and the Valley Mall. Keep an eye on complete streets. If pedestrianizing on advances, it will be a lifestyle and value catalyst for nearby homes. Rio Hondo Edge, the planned Greenway should boost quality of life and recreation. Nice amenity for buyers who value outdoor time. So, how do I buy construction in El Monte the smart way? Well, here's my quick playbook. Get pre-approved before model home tours so you can compare the builder's preferred lender incentives against your own rate options. Bring your own agent, me, on the first time. Most builders require it to register representation. Price the full package. Ask for the out-the-door with lot premiums and design center upgrades. Read every HOA, CC&R line, off-leg, rental caps, pet rules, and maintenance responsibilities. Ask about phase releases. Sometimes a later phase has better orientation or finishes. Inspection still matters. Yes, even on new homes. Plan your commute tests at rush hour and by transit, especially here where the J-Line and Metrolink change the equation. So, what's next on the city's horizon? Beyond individual projects, El Monte's quietly stacking the dominoes. Street safety upgrades, small parks, transit connectors, and the airport improvements from pavement rehab to that new ATC tower signal continued public investment. When city fabric improves, private development tends to follow. So, is El Monte right for you? If you want new construction under $1 million in LA County, close to the San Gabriel Valley's job centers with real transit access, El Monte deserves a top 5 spot on your tour list. You're not paying the premium of legacy markets, but you're capturing the upside of active city investment and private development momentum. Work with me and I'll give you a free guide. If El Monte new construction is on your radar, I'd love to be your advocate from first tour to keys in hand. I've put together a free new construction buyer's guide, financing strategies, upgrade traps, inspection checklists, the whole thing. Use the link in the description to grab it. And if you're relocating to Southern California or comparing cities across the San Gabriel Valley, subscribe and turn on notifications. I've got deep dives on Pasadena, Arcadia, and more, plus map tours, neighborhood tours, property tours, pros and cons every week. I'm Rebecca Tekeian, making real estate easy, so whether you're buying in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months, I'll see you in the next one.